Hello and welcome back to another Star Citizen video, and today, oh boy, today we have the Big Boys, and it is it is crazy, right? Without further ado, okay, before I do my greeting, big PSA, because I think I have to state this within the first minute. You do not need to buy any of the ship listed right now in this video with real money. You only need a starter pack in order to enjoy Star Citizen. And what's better than a starter pack? A discounted starter pack. And on top of that, on top of that, it is a free fly event, which means you get to try the game, the full game, for free. Fly every single, okay, I won't say fly every single, this is not anniversary sale. Fly all the ship that is listed later for Aegis Dynamics, okay, and other brands previously or prior today. Is that how I supposed to say prior? Ugh. Also, the reason is I don't like to do a impromptu, not impromptu. I don't like scripts, but at the same time, I like one take. Okay, I do have a script on the side, but I like one take and then tongue twisted. Okay, with that aside, you can get the discounted starter pack. But what is better than that? Free fly, play the game for free, fly the ships. All right, if you think you like it, grab the discounted starter pack only. That's it. The rest of the ship is just for people who are addicted to internet spaceship like me, and basically fund the development for Star Citizen. And that's it, right? That's it. And the reason why I want to put this out is later you'll see outrageous price. And before we begin, it is Aegis Dynamics. Before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. And I just realized I said a lot of just before we begin, right? Okay, let's dive down to the Big Boy brand. And we're gonna start off with, come on, let's see, the Saber Firebird. This is a very nice ship. And actually, to my surprise, the price tag is not that bad compared to the other ships, okay? It is pricey. Next up, my favorite ship, or rather my favorite military ship. I really need to rank out all my military ships because there's only a few, there's only a handful that mix it up there, but sometimes they kind of change hands a little bit or change their ranking because not say due to, actually it is due to because I played with them, right? I test out, some ship feels good, some ship feels a little out of place. The Retaliator is a very odd ship. It is a torpedo gun ship, but it is modular. The key thing for the Retaliator that I like the most, it is modular. We're going to take a quick look before we talk about the Retaliator in detail in a different video, okay? Because if not, this video is going to be way too long. And of course, let's start off. The Avenger Stalker, $60. That's a nice ship. It is the Avenger series, so the Titan is the cargo variant. The Stalker is the normal version. The Titan Renegade, it is a nice cooler paint job. Now, do note this type of paints you cannot get in the, you cannot buy separately if I'm not mistaken at the moment. I do not know if they're gonna feature this down the line because this was done prior. I can use the proper word right now. Prior the skin update, which means this is a whole specific skin. Yup. Yeah, so basically this is a better version of the base Titan. In my opinion, you are paying extra $15 for the skin, right? In my opinion. And of course, better loadout, okay? But the better loadout, you can always do it in-game. That's one thing. And that's why I always say, you only need a starter pack because everything else you can buy in the game. All you need to do is just grind. Okay, simple as that. Next up, the Avenger Warlock. Now, this is a nice version that I like because it has an EMP. And if I'm not mistaken, as of today, the strongest EMP ship. Yup, that's right. So if you're going to do some more non-destructive pew-pew, yeah, the Avenger Warlock gets a pick. Is it the best pick? We shall see. In my opinion, I think it's still good. it's still good. It has all the pew-pewness of the Avenger series, and on top of that, it has an EMP weapon. So that's great. Next up, we have the Eclipse, and you can see why I always stressed out. You only need a starter pack. We have reached $300 territory right now, which is crazy. The Eclipse is a stealth bomber. It is the most useless ship for a solo pilot. Okay, I dare say it's the most useless ship. But in the hands of an organization wants to take down capital ship, the Eclipse is actually not bad. But with the price tag at the current state of game, there is a better bomber, and you guys know what it is. Before we go there, right? We have the Gladius at $90. This is of course, the poster child for Squadron 42. Anything pew pew related, the Gladius is the poster child and the golden child for Star Citizen. Simple as that. It is a very nice ship. Very nice, I like it. But of course, what is better than a Gladius? A pirate Gladius. It comes in red flavor that you cannot get anywhere else. Of course, it's going to be more expensive. So the base Gladius is good enough at $90. Next up, we have the Gladius Valiant. Okay, I keep pronouncing the word wrongly, but in my head, it sounds cool, looks correct, right? So it's Gladius Valiant. We have a special upgrade offer, which is nice, $110. This is basically a better loadout from the base Gladius. In my opinion, it's usually an easy skip unless you really, really want the special hull-specific paint, which is not much of a difference. That's why I choose the pirate over this guy. If I have to choose, okay. Personally, yeah, the base Gladius is still the best. Next up, we have the Hammerhead at $725. Now we are reaching the $500 mark, the $700 mark. The Hammerhead, we are reaching the Big Boy territory, and the Hammerhead is a very, very nice ship. It is a corvette. It says heavy gun ship. Technically, this is a corvette. Okay, you know what? I need to reread some of the ship's specification or class specification. Yeah, so before I say corvette, frigate, and whatever, all right, I'm just gonna say it as it is. It is a heavy gun ship. It is a very nice pew-pew ship. It is the ship to pick if you have friends to play with. So we have the pilot 1, and we have 6 gunners, so 7. 7 in total for a fully crewed Hammerhead. $725. A bit hard to recommend. To be honest, it's a bit hard to recommend. Yep. Of course, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Big Boy for today, okay? Because the next one is the Idris P, also known as the Idris Peacekeeper, also known as the not-so-pew-pew version. $1,005. This is a frigate. All right, stock limited. I know they have been stating stock limited for don't know X amount of time. In my opinion, the Idris was one of those ships that I wanted. Okay, I'm going to put it out there. I wanted. But by looking at the price tag, I've decided that is too much money. Even for me, that's too much money for just a single ship. It is a cool ship. And the best part is, it is on tour for this round's Invictus Launch week. That's right. You get to see the whole glory of the Idris, right? Both exterior and interior. Yeah. We're going to move on first because later we're going to talk more about it, and we're going to reach to the biggest of biggest boy, the Idris Javelin at $3,000. This is a destroyer. You know what? I have no words for it other than say it's awesome, but it is way too expensive. Yeah, way too expensive. I really... This is really out of my reach. I can't do it. I really can't do it. Next up, we have the Nautilus, $725. This is a mine-laying ship. Now, this one is a bit special. Right now, it's in concept, so there's a lot of theory crafting out there. But the one that I am interested in, that I'm paying attention to, it's the mine-laying. Now, if we can get a stationary turret, all right, I'm a sucker for an engineer class during my TF2 days. And if this guy does the same thing, right, deploy remote turrets or auto remote turrets, okay, this can be a very good ship to pick up. Now, is it for everyone to pick up? No. Okay, this is not for a solo pilot. Again, this is mainly for a group of friends to play with. Now, the Nautilus is still a very niche ship, so if you really want to spend $725, there are better ships out there. Next up, we have the Redeemer at $330. This is a gunship. This is actually a community ship, right? It's a community ship that people, I think, let's see, where has the story come in? It is a community voted ship. The question is the design. Is it a community design ship in a way? I'm going to put it in because I don't have the accurate information. It's buried somewhere. I don't want to dig it up, but this is a community ship. And it was a drop ship previously, and then they swap it out, they change a little bit. This has went through a redesign, and now it becomes a gunship. It is still a nice ship. It has a very interesting profile, especially the engine. But $330, unfortunately, there is a better gunship in my opinion, right? And it's a gunship slash dropship hybrid. We shall see that on Anvil, right? It is under the Anvil brand. And next up, we have the Retaliator. Now, because of the modular introduction for the Retaliator, you only have one price tag, and there it is, right? It is a modular gunship. But the Retaliator, I'm going to call it the Tally, right? Right, the Retaliator is known as the best torpedo, the best gun, no, why am I tongue twisting? The best bomber compared to the Eclipse. It is cheaper and it carries more bombs, so it's like the best of the best bomber as of today. And now with the introduction of modular, the Retaliator is very nice. And actually, the reason I like this ship, initially, it wasn't about the torpedoes, right? It has a size 9? I think it's a size 9 torpedo, right? S9. Because the Polaris has S10. And one of the main reason I backed the Polaris, it's the torpedo-ish in a way, but not really the torpedo. Okay, the Retaliator, back to it. Modular, right? Modular. The whole idea, it's the modular system. That's the reason why I like it. Next up, we have the Saber at $170. This is a very nice stealth fighter. In fact, this is either... So the debate is either you get the Saber or the Super Hornet. It's one or the other, right? That's the usual debate. Saber is a nice ship, $170. We have the Saber Comet. So this is basically a different cameo, hull-specific skin again. And a different loadout, $185, $15 for a skin. And of course, we have the Saber Firebird, the new kit on the block, $185. And I'm surprised it is $185. It is not too expensive compared to the Saber, but it's not cheap. Okay, I have to state this. It is not that cheap. Next up, we have the Vanguard series. The Vanguard Harbinger is a bomber variant, $290. The Vanguard Hoplite is a dropship variant, $240. Now, before we go a little bit further, the Hoplite is a little bit odd. The Hoplite is a hull-specific variant, whereas the Harbinger, the Sentinel, and the Warden, it's modular. Yeah, food for thought. It is modular. Now, the Sentinel has an EMP, right? This is basically a introduction. I would call it the smart ship because it has EMP and it has lasers, pew pew. Whereas the Warden, the base version, right? You get more ballistics and $260, right? In my opinion, I recommend the Sentinel. And I would say this straight. If you don't have a goal to upgrade to for a I won't say PvP, because this ship is like borderline good in PvP, especially with the new master mode. Yeah, but PvE, the Sentinel is the most superior ship at the moment. Right? It has EMP, it has every goodness for a PvE ship. That's it. Right, if you want to focus on pew pew, yeah, Sentinel is awesome. The Warden is not that bad, right? But if you have an EMP, it's even better, right? That's how I put it. The Warden is still good, right? Still a very solid pick. So that's for the Vanguard series, $260. Next up, we have the Vulcan. Now this is a multi-role, this is a utility ship, right? Repair and refuel, $200. Nothing much I can say because it's not out yet, because we do not know how does the rearming during combat works at the moment. But anything, if it's logistic, right? Anything logistic for Star Citizen at the moment, it's kinda a niche, right? I'll put it this way: you need a group of friends to play with, right? And this is usually for guerrilla or small orcs. Large orcs, probably they'll have a better repair and refuel ship. That's for sure. Refuel for sure, right? The Starfarer takes it hands down. And that's it, right? That's it. Now let's talk about the big boys. Okay, so before we go to the big boy, I want to point out, yeah, the price tag is just crazy. Crazy. Okay, so let's go to the big boy territory. All right, so the big boys are the Hammerhead, the Aegis, the Javelin, the Nautilus, and I'm gonna go a little bit way back because we need to pick this guy up as well. My favorite, the Polaris. Okay, so anything above a certain price tag, in my opinion, so it's like anything above $500, right? It is crazy. Actually, you know what? Star City. Okay, before we go a bit further, disclaimer. Very, very, very important disclaimer. Again, the reason why I say above $500 expensive, it's only applicable to Star Citizen. Because anything above the discounted starter pack or the starter pack is already too much money for an average player. And especially with today's economy, if you are paying attention to today's game prices, yeah, $70 is for the base game. And anything above that, like special edition, $100, it's getting crazier. That's why. But I'm gonna strictly stick only onto Star Citizen's price tag range. So anything above $500, it's crazy, right? It's very, very crazy. And the question is, do you get more ship? So in this case, for the Hammerhead, 725, the Polaris, 750. And it's going to go price increase, so it's probably going to hit 890 jump level. Oh, I totally forgot about 890 jump, but it's not available for sale and for you to pilot, so it's a bit sad. Nautilus, $725. So these are ships that are way too expensive for the usual crowd, right? Even for a normal Star Citizen player, right? Get a ship or two on the side, spending above $500 for ship, not ships, ship, one ship. It's outrageously crazy. And especially if you're spending above $1,000 for a ship. Yeah, I know. It's really, really tough to recommend any of this ship, even though you want to spend. In my opinion, the Javelin is an easy skip, right? For unless you're really, really into a large organization. The Aegis, okay, the Aegis, I have a soft spot for Aegis because the Aegis is technically also one of the first ships that was previewed in Squadron 42. And it has a nice hangar bay, right? You can fit up to 3 gladiators. Or not say, optimized fitting is 3 gladiators. If you want to squeeze in like a typical Star Citizen player, then you probably can squeeze in way more ship. But the main reason why I say this is 1,005, you know what, that's too much. I would rather take 2 smaller ship because the Aegis is a capital ship, the Javelin is a capital ship. However, the Hammerhead and the Nautilus, it's not. It's not really a capital ship. The Polaris is a capital ship. Weird, right? Yeah, the size-wise is not really as... actually, the size is it's bigger than the Hammerhead and the Nautilus, but not big, as in Aegis big. So for me, I think the best middle ground for me to pick a capital ship is actually the Polaris. Yeah, truth to be told, it is the Polaris. Is the Polaris the perfect ship? All right, I'm going to have another video for the Polaris because there are a few contenders up there that actually will dethrone the Polaris if the gameplay changes, or not say changes. Okay, you know what? I'm going to reserve for another video because there are a few points I need to go through and it's going to be a long video. That's for sure. Okay, so that's the reason why the Big Bois is hard for me to recommend. Yeah, it's just tough. Now, to close this up, we're going to look at the Aegis Firebird. Just a quick look because this will have its own video. There's a lot more things to talk about it. And then that raw speed, nice missile barrage. Okay, cool. Aegis Saber Firebird. Right, there are a few cool paints. Right, landslide, windbreak. None of them I like. Right, because I really want the Pontiac Trans Am Firebird skin. All right, that's for sure. Okay, the reason why I'm going down here is the Warbond. Okay, so Warbond gets you lifetime insurance. Now, there are better ways to do this, that's for sure. Standalone 185, that's nice. Packs, yes, crazy. We want to look at the stats. Okay, stats is 12 size 3 Thunderbolts, nice. And dual Mantis GT22, 22. Size 3, it is a size 3, so that means this ship is actually not bad. Not bad, but not good as well. Bear in mind. And last but not least, before we end the video, the Retaliator Bomber. Okay, I cannot use the word Retaliator Bomber anymore. It is literally known as the Retaliator. And one of my favorites is actually modularity. Now I get to choose between cargo running or bombing. Of course, we have personal module, we have a dropship module. So technically speaking, the Retaliator is the best jack of all trade ships. You want a bomber out of the fly, bam, you get it. Now, personal module, I do not know what it really does at the moment, so it's a question mark. What I actually want is the cargo module and the torpedo module. The question right now is, since I cannot play Star Citizen at the moment because I have a potato PC, can I put a cargo and a bomber module? If I can do that, ooh, it would be sweet. Yep. All right, so for capacity wise, let's scroll down. So the top we have, no, we want to look at the cargo. 38 SCU, and then the back we have 36 SCU. Not bad. Not bad. We're going to talk more about Retaliator on a different topic by itself because there's a few ships I want to compare to. Max Crew 7, modular, yeah. So Max Crew, on top of that, it is technically a flying fortress. It has a lot of turrets. So yeah, in a way, it's actually a very good ship. Very good ship in my opinion, but we want to take a look later because there's so many things to talk about. So the Retaliator will have its own video later. And with that, that's it. Before I go, a big closing note, you can play Star Citizen right now with Invictus Launch Week event. It is free fly. You can fly all the ships that is stated on for Invictus Launch Week. And if you want to support / continue your Star Citizen journey, all you need is a discounted starter pack. Right? In this case, I recommend the Aurora MR. But if you want a little bit more, you know, one pack does it all, the Avenger Titan is a very good pick. And with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button and help this channel grow. And last but not least, I will see you in the verse in the future. And fly safe. Yep.